Welcome to Free Flow, St. Lucia's best and biggest podcast. Let's get it.
Funny enough, this morning I was thinking about men and crying and emotion, and I thought, how many friends of mine I can say that I've ever seen cry, and how many of my friends have can say they've ever seen me cry. And on both counts is one.
Who's that?
I years ago, and if you remember Andy Delmar,
Andy Delma.
he was
Oh, the
the
carnival just
yeah
opened.
right.
Yeah,
He passed away, and that he passed away at Carnival Sunday. We were at breakfast fed
With
together.
carnival since that's the day before carnival?
Yeah,
What? That's
yeah,
when I'm gonna die?
yeah. He passed away well in the accident, and
Yeah.
then we were on the road. And the funny thing is, them things they kind of print in your mind.
Traumatic
Yeah,
memories.
yeah. We were by Lucilec, and they did like a moment of silence, and my partner had know him long before I did, and just in that moment, whilst we chipping down the road, I just see the tears start coming, and he just took off his shades, wiped his eyes, and we
Wow.
just continued.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to see that fellas, I guess just fellas just generally don't express emotion.
Bro,
Yeah.
it's not that fellas don't express emotions. We are programmed to not express
Yeah.
emotions.
Even last week, my partner came and checked me. No, not last week. This week. Yeah, this week my partner came and checked me. He made studying in England, and he had some business to do, so he came down. I didn't even know he was popping in. He just popped in and checked me, and he was asking me about my sister. My sister has not been well for the last. Well, my sister.
Yeah.
But the last 7 months have been rough for.
Wow,
But the
7 months.
last 2 weeks in particular, just real rough. And he was asking me about it, and just as I start to speak to him about it, just thinking about it and mentioning her name, I was having my lunch and I just had to cry. And I just stopped eating, I stopped talking, I wiped my eyes, take a
He was
breath.
there?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, sitting in
oh,
front of me,
okay.
we were just
Okay,
talking, and
okay.
I just wiped my eyes and like, okay, let's just
Yeah.
move on. Like, and just thinking about her, especially the last couple of weeks, has just been very emotional for me.
How is she though, like emotionally? How is she taking it?
But my sister is
Strong as hell though.
strongest woman I know, but don't tell her that because she's been struggling with this from age 16.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and
it's been
lupus is a
yeah,
thing.
boy,
Like
that's not going
it's
anywhere.
not going
Not
anywhere.
going anywhere. So
Wow,
it's
from
just
16, eh?
yeah, boy.
Damn.
So she's had a lot of years of suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm sure she had a lot of good years too, though.
yeah, she had some good years, but it's there and not there. And I think that what that frustrates me the most is I can't do anything. Yeah, I feel so helpless.
Powerless.
Yeah,
Trust
just
me,
watching her suffer.
I know.
And
I know.
but I even find myself questioning God, like, why? Which what the hell did she do to deserve that kind of suffering
Let me,
day
let me
in,
tell you
day out?
something, eh? I used to think that way,
Hmm.
but I realized just for probably the past year, I've just been very observant of just myself and my life and everything that's been happening. And I've come to realize, bro, you see that it's always the cliche sayings. Everything
I
happens
have a
for a
better
reason.
appreciation for cliches now, to be quite honest. I didn't like cliches.
Yeah,
younger,
I
but
didn't because obviously you want to be authentic, you want to be
yeah,
original, and
yeah.
everybody's saying that. But
Remember Sensei? I remember Sensei said something years ago. He said, "There's nothing new under the sun." I mean, yeah, just another cliche. Nothing new under the sun, but
there's nothing new under the sun, bro.
nothing
Yeah,
new.
it's like
Nothing
I,
new.
I think when you go through life, you have so many experiences that the cliches seem just like a consolidation of everything. So it's like you have so many you just, as you say, you just appreciate the cliches
Yeah,
more.
yeah. Like I just this morning I was telling her, the last 3 years have been very trying for me.
The last few
The last 3 years
uh,
have
uh,
been very trying for me, and I don't anymore test to find out any more reason for anything. Yeah, I need a reprieve. Yeah, just give me a little break, a little pause, and we will start back again.
but I forgot what, I don't know if you've ever heard of that. But there's something I heard that said the same thing going to keep happening to you over and over again.
Yeah,
until
until you learn the lesson.
you're supposed to learn.
But that's the thing.
So you have to ask
It's-
yourself,
it's
what
not-
lesson
But
you're
that
not
is not
learning?
is not the same thing that keep happening to me. It's different things. So how many lessons am I supposed to learn?
As many as you can,
many-
bro.
Yeah, it's just, but it becomes exhausting after a while. And the thing too is, if you don't have that if you don't have that outlet, or you don't have people to speak to, or you don't feel that you have that I guess people to speak to try and rationalize what's going on, you just feel like you tread in water.
Yeah. Yeah, and you don't have nowhere to stand
Yeah,
up to.
yeah, I know it. You're just there waiting, like, okay, I'm treading in the ocean of life, but at what point a little dinghy go come so I can just
Just relax.
just relax, just relax. I don't necessarily have to hop on the dinghy, but just give me a little pause,
Yeah.
and we go get back on it.
So you feel like for the past couple of years, you just treading.
I tread in, boy. Brother, I
Really?
tread in, boy. I tread in.
Now I feel the same way too. However, I don't know. I just feel like I kind of evolved from it because I also feel like suffering is a state of mind. And as much as yeah, boy, you going through it, I can say I going through it too. But it's almost like you have to choose not to suffer because regardless of what's going on with you. Now I understand, like, obviously easier said than done.
Yeah.
Obviously easier said than done. But bro, sometimes, dog, my house, knock on wood, my house burning with me, and I just not there. And I just choosing not to be
Not to.
stressed today because like I just need a break sometimes.
I guess we wired a bit different. Like, I would have to. I cannot say that there's been a point where I don't stress about certain things. Like, something will happen, and my immediate reaction would be to start thinking of solutions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need a plan A, a plan B, a plan C. If all else fails, you just have to constantly, okay, how do I fix the problem?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's never a point where I don't feel I'm under some level of stress. Yeah, I know it's not a healthy thing, but even at work, some problem will. But here's the interesting part. About maybe a day or two ago, Sophie called me to ask me about something, and I was doing something at work that was giving me trouble. But when I answered the phone, she said, "Hey, you sound excited." I'm like, yeah, something went wrong, and I have to try and get a solution to it, and I am excited to try to get the solution.
That's what I was thinking because you said it might not be healthy, but I was thinking, like, stress doesn't always have to be unhealthy. There's good stress.
There's
Yeah,
good
man,
stress. There's good stress.
This podcast is the most stressful thing I've done. This
But
is a
you enjoy
full-time
doing
job,
it.
but I love it.
Yeah.
There's always an issue.
Yeah.
Bro, my last episode I shoot, for the life of me, the mics were not working. For some reason, I have no idea why. And these problems always choosing when a person sit down there waiting.
Yeah.
That's when the problem.
And now you
happens.
have to figure it
And
out.
now I have to figure out why my mic's not working, bro.
Every now and then a little stress, not too bad, but and like the big things, like
What's the big things for you, though? Because I know you have more responsibility than me, for sure. Like, I mean, you have your family and them kind of things. So like, let's say you know something going on with your family, you know, your immediate family, you cannot choose not to be stressed. Obviously, your initial reaction.
of course I can choose not to be stressed, but I don't choose to. You see, let me tell you, I think like sometimes I think I score them things on myself. I try to have them kind of internal conversations with myself. So years ago, I tattooed my family name on my back, and you know, I'm a bit into symbolism. So I have like an angel rising from the dirt, but the angel is it reflects the bad side and the good side. But for the most part, when I designed it, I was thinking of the struggles of my family, and we have that mixture of good and bad, but I'll carry my family on my back. And for as the years passed, and but well, why you call that on yourself? Because like anything that goes wrong, any issue, check. I would get the call. I don't want to deal with that right now, but it's Like, ugh.
Yeah, and
The fuck.
I understand that. I understand that. But it's like,
Listen, we recording?
yeah, man, we
Hey,
recording.
shit.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the authenticity of it all. So
Right.
yeah, but like, as you don't know what, like, I'm just trying to conceptualize and rationalize what you say there.
Mm.
You don't know what what the bad parts of what you want are. So it's almost like you have to take,
You have to
again,
take the
another
good with,
cliche,
you
you
have
have
to
to
take
take
the
the good
good with
with
the
the bad.
bad.
You check it? For
Unfortunately.
me, I wanted to be, I just find I wasn't busy enough for
Mm.
like I guess I related busy to, I guess, being rich and making money and that
Mm.
kind of thing. And
Mm.
I just felt like I was not busy enough. So I made myself more busy.
Mm.
I used to call people, make appointments, and I got another job. So I had two jobs and
Mm.
different thing. And then I realized, bro, I don't really want to
To
be that
be.
busy. Usually, I want to have money.
Yeah.
I don't really want to be that busy. So I guess like you have to take the good with the bad, and like life also. Another saying I heard: life is just one big act of letting go. And from what I understand from that, is almost like you get your tattoo and whatever, and then that's the concept that you want. You like that vision of
Mm.
carrying your family and supporting your family and that kind of thing. But then after a while you realize that's not really what you want. That's not
Nah.
really what you want.
Nah.
You check it,
Nah.
and you have to let go of that. No matter,
Yeah. You keep moving forward, but you
yeah.
again,
And it's an ego thing too, because ego will make you hold
yeah.
on to certain things.
Your
Eh?
your your life is about evolution because the person I am now is certainly not the person I was last year,
Yeah,
the
man,
year before,
100%.
5 years ago.
And if you were that same person, you should be very disappointed
I
in
know,
yourself.
right? I had a colleague one time. We had a little bit of a falling out, a tiff, but she was somebody I was close to before, right? And I remember we having an argument, and she said to me, but I wonder the Earl that from back then, and that's like decades ago. I said, but if I was the same Earl now that I was when you met me, that's an indictment on me. That means I've not grown. I've not developed. I've not done anything with my. So why would you want that version of me? I didn't like that version of me. But at the time, and when we're younger, we 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 comfortable with ourselves. We think this is who we are. We at our pinnacle. We never really think about the future version of ourselves at all. Like when I was your age, I was not thinking about what the hell I'd be like when I'm 40. 40 was a distant thought.
You know, I just think of that.
Yeah, no, I never thought about that at all, at all. I recall the closest thing I thought about being 40 was I said to myself when I was like in my late teens, early 20s, I want to retire when I'm 40. I did not understand life well enough for me to wrap my mind around wanting to retire at 40.
Bro, I
And
want to retire
not that
before
was
that
it,
as well.
yeah, and it's not that it's impossible, but I did not conceptualize what that meant at the time, what I'd need to do to put myself in a position to retire at 40. I don't understand the basic economics of time value of money. So,
Or anything,
of
as a matter of
anything,
fact.
yeah. I, I remember telling my partners I didn't even leave school yet. And we were still at Sartre, but we were talking about, when we leave school, we go and work and how much money you want to make and thing. And I said to them, boy, if I'm making 3 grand a month, I save that. I don't need nothing else.
Wait.
Yeah, that was. I mean, you know
This
better.
economy, doggy.
You know
Figure out a
better.
month for a
But
house, your car,
you
your
see,
family, all
that
that.
was. That's why I'm 47 now, eh? So that was many moons ago. So 3 grand a month sounded like a lot of money to me, especially if a man that I never worked before. I know nothing about that. I think my first job, I was getting $700 a month, and that was good money for me.
My first job, I think
Yeah.
I was getting 6.
Yeah, I thought that was great money because $700 a month. You know what that same year I started working.
Wait. Just your first job, what age was that?
I think I just turned 18.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. That it made I realized that was no money when there was three of us working at the company at the time around the same age
What
group.
company?
I was at Pitt and Company. That's my
Oh,
first job.
okay.
It was three of us. And there's a guy named Wayne Theebles. He had just returned from school in Canada, but we're still young, around the same age.
What you were doing there?
Accounts clerk. I tell you, I fall into accounts that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it started
So
from young.
from young, I blame my mother for that. But anyway, so we there doing our tax returns. So you put in your salary for the year because it's from January to December. And I check my thing, but I had no tax to pay. I was like paying $700 a month, and I was only working
Way
for.
below that.
Anyway, at the time, I think the chargeable income was about 10 grand or something like that.
What?
Yeah, and
I didn't expect you to say 10
yeah,
grand.
our
What?
chargeable income was 10 grand. So in my little $700 a month, I know I have no tax returns. I make no big set of money. I cool. But again, all three of us is doing our tax returns at the same time because we're young, we with the first job. And then I saw that I'm on salary. And I look at my salary and look at that man's salary and like, but with the same age now, I'm making so much money. For true? In that short time? What?
That's a win, fella.
Yeah. Because he had just come from university.
Yeah.
But that's at my time, I just come from SARS. I know nothing about university. That's never even a thought that was discussed in my household or anything like that.
Just now. So, not to cut you short, a bit of a segue. What was your line of thinking? Because I feel like we're similar in that regard. What was your line of thinking when, like, you were kind of just present, living in the moment? You go secondary school, you go but you don't really have a plan.
You have a plan. Because you know your parents tell you have to go to school.
Yeah.
When you finish secondary school, you go to SARSA. When you finish SARSA, you get a job.
Yeah. Okay, so that was your.
We didn't have any conversation. My mother, when I was at secondary school, said to me, just in talking, she considered she want to be able to visit her child in his office. Yeah.
Interesting.
That was all. And you have to. I don't blame my mother. I don't blame my parents.
I don't blame
because
them.
at the end of the day, they didn't know better.
Yeah.
They didn't know better. Yeah, my mother was not in a position to tell me about any career path. Neither one of my parents. So.
The thing is, though, I feel like you did well and your parents did well if you doing better than them now.
Yeah, my parents are hella proud of us because
Yeah,
I mean, while sometimes I beat up on myself because I figure I've not achieved, and not that I had an idea of exactly what I wanted to do or where I wanted to be, but I just knew I did not want to be where I came from. I wanted to elevate and at least set the foundation for the next generation.
Where did you come from?
Physical location?
Everything. Physical location, working class, what kind of class?
Well, we are born and raised Pavi, me and Adil Pavi. Both of my parents, my mother was a maid, my father worked with government, but the lowest entry you could possibly think of. My mom had been, boy, my mother go see that, but anyway. My mother had been on her own from like age 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
On her own?
Yeah, my mother had a very tough upbringing. So hence she was not in a position to say, I want you to be this or I want you to be that. She just knew her child is not going to be
basically
a maid.
survival.
Yeah. My mother's been in survival mode. Yeah, so that's why she couldn't give me any guidance. Yeah, so my thing was we came from a low socioeconomic background. My children not going to be in that. I enjoyed flower pop, but my children don't know what the hell is flower pop.
I have no idea what that is.
Oh, boy, that's the best poor people food. Yeah. Porridge from just flour, spice, sugar.
Okay.
On a hungry belly, that is good. Yeah.
Everything is good.
I come from using latrine. My children don't know what the hell is a latrine.
Okay, well, I know what that is.
You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro, I remember the things we look for as achievements. When I went to the latrine by myself in the dark one night, I was like, yes, I can do that.
I never do that.
I go by myself.
I never do that, my brother. Never.
Yeah. So my mindset has always been to elevate myself from that and to set a foundation for my children to do better. Yeah, I've never really thought about being wealthy. I just wanted to be, everybody say I want to be comfortable. I don't know how we define comfortable them days, because that goalpost always changing.
Bro, I feel like comfortable now. You have to be a millionaire.
Yeah, the goalpost for comfortable changing, and I think when we say comfortable, we say we want to be able to, like, you want something, you just go in and get it, or you need something, you
Yeah,
get
yeah.
it.
You want to be free. You don't want to
Yeah,
have to think about, can I afford this?
exactly. But
Financially, at least.
there's certain things you can never plan for, no matter how much money you figure you have and you're comfortable, especially when it comes to illness. And I think
Yeah.
that's what my sister having her heart attack really taught me, because, bruh, I thought I was okay until that happened, and then having to scramble to find money to get her to Martinique to get her treatment. That was, yeah,
Yeah, that's actually crazy.
that was an experience, boy. But what it taught me, though, I had the capacity to raise funds.
You have the capacity to pull links.
Yeah, boy. Because let
All
me
the
tell
links
you,
pull that.
I made some call. I made calls there, but yeah, it showed me that I have a better network than I realized I had. Yeah, so
You think you because I'm the person, I don't really like to ask for things. I don't really like to ask for favors and that kind of
oh,
thing.
but I
So
changed that mindset
yeah,
long
exactly.
time.
So that's what I was saying.
Changed that
You think
mindset
you were
long
that kind
time.
of person, and then
Yeah, because and I think more so now when we think about how I think, at least for my personal, how social media crafts our thought process. This lone wolf thing, you haven't achieved if you haven't been able to do it alone.
self-made.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
everything.
I'm the
Yeah.
lone wolf kind of
Yeah.
thing. But life is not meant for us to go through on our own, Dread.
Bro, biologically,
Yeah,
we'll go insane if we
we're
buy
not
houses.
supposed to do that. And we 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 have made some people feel less of for asking for help. And then at the same time, you can kind of understand it, because sometimes you ask somebody for help, and then a year or two or sometime pass, something come up, and they, as they say, they reproach you for that. So it makes people reluctant to ask for help. But me now, the stage I am now, I have no issue asking for help
Yeah,
at
man.
all, because I know my strengths, I know what is within my capacity, and I am sure there are people that they can do some things. I know for sure they can do some things better than me. So why going to bust my head about trying to do it when I know I can pick up a phone and say, "Oi, you can sort me out with that and get it done." At the end of the day, I want the thing done. I don't have to do it for myself.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
100%, bro.
yeah. I
The
have
goal is to get it done, and not for you to do
little
it.
problem asking for help. We have to you see, like in jiu-jitsu, they tell you the first thing that you surrender on the mat is the ego.
Yep.
I feel in life we have to learn to surrender the ego. Yes, that gets in the way a lot. Yeah,
Yeah,
previously.
man. 100%. So back to what you were saying though. You were talking about actually something you said. You said you always wanted to be just okay. You wanted to be safe, comfortable. You know, you good. Has that changed over the years, or is it still the same? You just want to be okay.
It's not changed necessarily in terms of what I find myself battling with more of late is that balance between paper chasing and appreciating the other things in life.
Which
Yeah,
are maybe
because
more important there.
yes, for the most part they are, but we cannot get away from the hamster wheel of you need the money.
Yeah, man.
We have to
100%.
survive. Yeah, the simple, and when you look at the way things are going these days, it's not like you can sit on your laurels and things going to come to you. Everything expensive as fuck, so you must have the money. But at the same time, you can't be so blinded that all you want to focus on is chasing that paper, and then everything else is going on in life, and you're missing out on that. Yeah, so I find myself struggling to find that balance between chasing that financial stability and being okay emotionally and spiritually. And I think as the years have passed, I I want to be more spiritually grounded. I want to be more emotionally stable, and sometimes in chasing the money, you kind of lose sight of that.
Yeah, man.
So I want to find that delicate balance.
Don't forget, the Bible say the devil is the king of welfare. So, well, I don't know if the Bible that say that, but I heard it
You're just making up shit.
yeah. But yeah, they say the devil is, the boss, the one that's in charge of Earth right now. You check it, so obviously this whole system that we live in the economy and all them kind of thing, it's made for us to be in that rat race, chasing the money and
Yeah,
taking us away from
forever
God.
on that hamster wheel.
Yeah, man, you in the rat race. So, but I have a question for you though. So you do believe in God?
I believe in something greater than myself. I don't necessarily believe. I don't take the Bible wholesale.
You seem like you seem like somebody that struggled a little bit with faith.
Hell yeah. And I think if I think most people should at some point have that struggle. As to what end you come out on, that's really your personal journey. But I think you'd be foolish to be on this earth and not question
Yeah, man.
anything.
I feel like if you don't question or have that struggle, you being very ignorant and you're closing your eyes to a lot of things.
You the man that raised by a Porto Leglis. So even when I would want to go out and fete, my mother would tell me, you have time and energy to go to fete, so you can wake up and go to church. So I'd have to go to church every Sunday. Yeah. At some point I decide I do not. I follow my brother. I go and get baptized as an Adventist.
That's so crazy, guys. So, oh, you got to get why? You can't just say that and just pass by that.
The thing too is I was young and impressionable.
Just now, what's your family religion?
Catholic.
So
and
Yo.
you remember that my brother follow a girl into Adventist, and then I follow my brother into Adventist. You check? So I do the whole baptizing thing, and again, like I said, I was young, but my mother would not stop it. She was not happy with it, but she figured, okay,
doing something.
I doing something. Yeah, so we do the church vibe on a Saturday. We do the worship, the blah blah blah, and after maybe about a year or two, but what are you doing there? I said, that ain't making sense. Then people doing the same thing that the regular people doing. I finished with that. Then I moved from that to Pentecostal, and then just like that, and I'm like them what say when they speaking in tongues. I just had one too many incidents of that speaking in tongues thing, and I'm like, nah, that's probably sure.
I saw that once, and that was so freaky to me. That was so crazy, though.
Not to knock on anybody's religion and what you believe, but I saw a TikTok just yesterday, and a girl consider, so you're the spirit take y'all, and you're talking in tongues. So at no point when the spirit take y'all did God tell you can find a cure to cancer. You just come and talk. Nobody else understand, but you.
Yeah.
You and God alone not understand that language. I mean, I know in the Bible it talk about people speaking in tongues, but I don't think that's what it meant. I don't think so.
I don't know what it actually is, though.
I don't know. I'm no theologian, but I would like to think that when they spoke about speaking in tongues, when you look at the world now, people speak in tongues in terms of we have different languages. Yeah, Spanish is a different tongue. French is a different tongue.
I have a shoot with Father Albert coming up.
Oh, that should be interesting.
Yeah. I actually had to do it couple weeks, but he was busy. I have to keep,
he just came from Rome.
Yeah, so I actually have to send a message to him, but he had to resend. He was really busy for the past couple of weeks. But I have to ask him. Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, I'd be interested to it. Like I said, I am no theologian, but I don't think the thing that passes in the church that your tongue rolling, but you're speaking in tongues. Because you even understand what you say saying.
That's if the people conscious, because I don't know that they even like remember what's going on and different things.
Yeah, but if that's the case, when I drunk, I speaking in tongues because I don't remember what I say.
According to you, speaking in a
A tongue, I think
You
something.
don't know what tongue
Yeah,
is.
but I remember what I say. Nobody understand what I say. So it's the same thing.
So yeah, so you go to church, you go up, you do even what's that
The
thing?
Pentecostal
Pentecostal, yes.
and Adventist. Yeah, to circle back to doing nothing, I don't go to church. Well, I go off and on, but I think it's more so. I am more again. I started back going to church because of my daughter. Yeah, she decided she wanted to go to church. She wanted to go and do her first communion, all that kind
Yeah,
of
all that
stuff. Yeah, so I figure if the child is going to go to church,
is best you.
I might as well go to church and support and
Harry,
because I mean,
look at you, be a good dad.
boy, I know I've never considered myself a good dad.
Why?
I don't know because they say comparison is the thief of joy.
Joy, yeah.
I I used to look at how your father used to interact with you, and I'm like, yeah, that's a good dad, or at least he's better than me. So I want to do that. And then my other partner, Maya, I still like the way he used to interact with his son. Like, okay, I think I would look at my friends that have children and watch the way they interact, and like, I'm not doing that. And I think that's what a good father is supposed to be. So I should do things like that. But their version of good father is not necessarily my version of good father. And at the same time too, I I don't know, I interact differently with my children.
Now you know, funny enough, when we went on that trip to Guadeloupe to compete, um, I was watching the way you were interacting with Kimani and what, Jabari was there, right?
Yeah.
But Kimani, I remember. And I was just watching the way you were interacting with them. I was like, wow, boy, like, that's a relationship out now. My children. And that's so crazy that you saying that now and you
Yeah.
comparing yourself. So comparison is
It
truly
is
the
the
thief
thief
of
of
joy.
joy.
Because, and
It
also
is.
you're watching from the outside looking in, eh? Not
Yeah.
throwing shit at anybody, but you never know what's going on
That's true. That's true.
behind the scenes.
And
Because in public,
it
you've seen somebody like in a child, but at home
it's
there,
a
they
different thing.
cutting the
The
child.
conversation is interesting that this year, was it this year? Yeah, this year I went to Trinidad with a couple of my partners, and at some point two of us went off to look for food and just mile about the place, and we were having take the opportunity to have a man-on-man conversation. And one of the things he said to me that it kind of floored me, kind of like what you just said. Is like I am on the outside looking in, and I was telling him, like I see people doing these things. I watch him and how he's progressing, and I'm like, boy, I wish that was me. And he said to me, well, you thinking about what you see going on with me, and you want that, but you never stop to think that the life you have, I might want it. Other people looking at it and thinking about it, I want that life. And I never really, because you see the same way I say, but what the hell are you going to talk to me about? I never really stopped to think that I'm living a life so much that somebody would be envious of it, or look at me and say, boy, I wish I was that man.
Not just envious, bro. It's like somebody again I invited on the show. They asked me, what I want out of the podcast, which was a very it was at the time it was a very interesting question because obviously I've been asked that before, but at the time I don't know, I was just in a very meditative state, and then I was like, I need to give a deeper answer as to what I want
Oh,
from
all
it.
right.
And then when I thought about it and I explained it to her, I told her I want everybody that I invite on the show to be a mentor to somebody. And that's why I speak to such a diverse group of people. It's not just musicians or just, comedians or whatever. I interview people from all walks of life because I want somebody to be able to go on the show and watch and be like, wow, boy, I can relate to Mate. And like I can see Mate living the same life as me, or very similar life to me, and he's there now, or that's what he did to get to this point and that
Right.
kind of thing. Imagine I had a conversation, I shoot with a close partner of mine. I've known him for a while, and the man is now doing a PhD in cancer research. That's basically what he's doing. And when we were going secondary school, the man wanted to be a pilot, dog. But then I was in Form 5, he was in year 1, so after the man got cancer. And the man suffered for a while fighting cancer and thing, and then he eventually beat it, he survived and thing, and then the man went on to do cancer research. And then I'm like, bro, a cancer survivor can watch that and be like, wow, boy, look at me, may have big dreams, may have dreams to come back to St. Lucia and, change the healthcare system and how people look at these viruses and, all them kind of thing. And I'm like, that's actually what I want. So somewhere like you that go be like, what made go? What made go as big as
I've been racking my brain from the time you check me and like, but what do you want to talk to me about? What? And the thing is like, normally we'd have long conversations.
Exactly.
Right, and that would not be the thought in my head like what you want to talk to me about because we're just talking.
Yeah.
But to sit down in front of a camera like, but what are we going to talk about? No, I don't think my life is that interesting that you don't want to talk about it or anybody would want to hear about
you
it.
have almost 50 years on this planet.
Almost
if
50.
Your life not interesting.
Almost 50.
Gasa, I know for a fact you've made memories.
Yes.
Okay, you've made memories. So when you're talking about your life, not interesting. But I want to kind of circle back to what you said something at the beginning of the show. You said, oh yes, men not men don't really show emotion. And I wanted to add to that also. We are programmed to not show emotion. Because getting older, the older I get, like I'm so old, the older I get, I realize that the more emotional I am. Not to say I crying for everything, but I'm able to feel more and let myself feel, and because people relate also emotion to not being strong. And I feel like the emotion is what makes you strong, and being able to show emotion and all that kind of thing and process emotion. Because when I was younger, I remember there was a specific time I was younger, and not throwing shade at anybody, but I was going through a really rough time in my family, like my parents and my mom and whatever. And I was really sad about what I was going through. And then my mom ended up dropping me by my father because obviously they were not living together. They were not together. And then when I reached at my father, my stepmother checked me. Now I was very good at hiding my emotions. So I talk to her, I laugh with her, and thing. We talk for maybe 30 seconds, and then I go in my room. I start enter my room. I break down crying. Like I just. I don't know. I
couldn't hold it.
I couldn't hold it. I couldn't. Ask me what I was crying for, bro. I don't know. It was probably like a bunch of things I was just holding in, but I just broke down and I couldn't stop. I couldn't even breathe. And then my father ended up reaching home. I was like, wow, but I can't stop crying. And then the man ended up just coming and check me on a kicks off kind of thing, knock on my door. He see I'm not answering, so he just opened my door and I cried. And then one time he gets
what happened?
What's going on? So so I tried and talk, but I can't even breathe to talk.
The words not coming out.
And then so he called my son and he said, did Kiki get on anyway when he reached over? And she was like, no, we spoke and thing. And so I eventually calmed down and I explained to him what happened. And he told me something. He told me, Gasa, but I said, just so you crying, Gasa, I know my soldier doesn't cry, Gasa, And then one time that program in your head, and that's just how I am. As I say, I was very good at just hiding my emotions because I'm the oldest sibling.
You have to be strong for everybody.
I'm supposed to be the one that taking care of my brother, my sister, and all them kind of things. You check it? Yeah. So I was programmed to not show emotion and not process emotion.
See, like when my sister had a heart attack, I think I cried the first day because when I was right with her when she was having a heart attack, because her co-workers rushed her to her doctor, and then they called me. So I left for that and I rushed over. And when I got there, she was on the wheelchair and she felt the pain and she just grabbed me and I said, make it stop.
That's what she said?
Yeah, because she was in such pain.
That's crazy,
and I just picked her up from the wheelchair because her doctor is not far from Tapi Hospital. I just picked her up from the wheelchair and I just ran across and I brought her in and stuff. And when they finally settled her in, and we got some wood from the doctor eventually. I was just pacing up and down, and I just started to cry. But it wasn't like streams of tears. It's just like, God, my sister's sick and stuff. And then that happened. I just shut off, because at that moment I go into fix it mode.
Yeah, you just handle enough
What
to
needs to
handle
be
that.
done?
Yeah.
And we were at that for maybe about a week or so, because trying to set up everything to get her to Martinique and blah blah blah, and then travel there, take care of her, cool out. And it was just the constant on the go, being there, communicating with family. And when we were coming back, we were on the airplane, and she was looking out at the sunset. And I was just watching her, and I could see her crying, and I could almost hear her thoughts. But I didn't say anything. I just, yeah, you good. You see, I took care of you. We get back home, we good. Dropped her home. When I got home, but as soon as I sat on the bed and I tried to open my mouth to talk to Sophie, I just, uncontrollable tears, snot, like everything. Is that like I was carrying that for so long and just trying to be strong for everybody, and like, okay, I finish.
Yeah.
That relief. And
You can just sigh. You
yeah,
can just...
bro, I can't remember ever crying that hard in my adult life. Like, and I was, the strangest thing is, in that moment, I was still hesitant to cry in front of my wife.
How often, or can you count how many times you've cried in front of your wife? Or is it something that's happened quite a few times?
That probably was that was the first time.
Wow. That was not that long ago.
That's 2022.
Wow.
That was the first time.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah.
But why do you think though? It's just because I guess you want to look strong, I guess.
I don't know. I don't actively think about it, and I think more so as I've gotten older, I've gotten more in touch with my emotions, for want of a better word. Funny, if you talk to my partners, they will tell you I'm the emotional one. No doubt about it. I'm the emotional one, right?
But what type of emotions?
Yeah, but
though?
when we lime in, I would tell my partners, boy, I love you, and you know, I love you.
Oh,
Now, usually they have some alcohol involved, but you know, they will tell you I'm the emotional one. The one, I'm the one that, if anybody wants to have a conversation about something serious going on in their life, and they will come and check me. Yeah, but so I can give that, I guess, guidance, for want of a better word, because I'm the emotional one. But to say, express it outwardly, I don't do it often, but I am learning to do it more, because I think it's unhealthy for men to keep all this bottled up,
Yeah, man.
because we deal with a lot of shit. Yeah, we don't have, most of us don't have proper outlets. I mean, you don't do martial arts anymore, but when we were doing martial arts, that's the outlet.
Oh, and I need one.
That's the outlet.
I need one because
So-
I don't have one right now.
So you see, like, when I touch that mat, bro, everything just disappears. And for that 2 hours of the day, I welcome that reprieve. I'm not thinking about anything but what is going on right there,
Now
now.
you see good stress. Good
Good
stress.
st-
Because you
good
under
stress.
stress.
Yeah, yeah.
Context. Jiu-jitsu is very
Yeah.
grueling and hard and
Very, very. Remember
Stressful.
the first, when we just started, we would see Mike and them rolling, and we know the pressure then, and the fellas having conversation, and they smile, and we're like, but how the man doing that? And we're rolling, and we're ready to die. To die. Now,
you haven't been talking the same way.
I'm having conversation because I understand the difference between pressure and I'm going to get killed.
Yeah,
You check? So
exactly.
I am a calmer under pressure. Do you know another cliche? You know, they say jiu-jitsu kind of is like life. I find it has helped me so much. And remember when we started, I told you, bro, jiu-jitsu come into my life at the right time. It came at the right time because it's allowed me to overcome a lot of stuff. It's allowed me to look at obstacles differently. It allowed me to be a little bit more patient. And I remember one time, coach sitting with coach, and I was watching two fellas roll, and he said that he's looking for a submission. He's not getting the submission, but he's still hunting for that submission. But he so many other opportunities for other submissions have opened. He's not taking them because and he said that that's just like life. Sometimes we're so focused on this is what we want, this is what we want, that we're not getting it, but we're still going towards it. But other opportunities have opened up whilst we're trying to get that. But we're so tunnel vision that we're not seeing it. And I think jiu-jitsu has allowed me to look at my life like that. Step back. Yeah. This is what I want, but at the same time, it's not coming how I want it to come. Or maybe there's another way I can get to the same goal. It may not be the same submission, but it's a submission all the same. It's a submission I want. It's right? A submission I want. So I don't have to get this one. I can get that one. So it's allowed me to just step back sometimes, take a little breath, understand what it is within my control, what is not within my control, let it go, and control what I can. Yeah, put things in place how I can.
Yeah, man. I think the stress part too, like taking it back when you were saying about like the stress is unhealthy and all that kind of thing. Jiu-jitsu again has like just very stressful times. Like I go like sometimes, especially when we got a little bit better, I still have a little bit of anxiety to come to training because I know I have to come and perform.
Yeah.
Like I know, like let's say they have new consistent people coming there, I can't,
and you know the target on your back.
Exactly, the target on your back because when you have a bit of ranks, you get a couple stripes. The people that come there, they want to kill you.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. The same thing we were doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because
remember we had the hit list.
Exactly.
Yeah, we had the hit list.
Yeah. I crossed out a lot of names before I retired.
I crossed out some names. Yeah.
But yeah, bro, yeah, man, for sure. Yeah, guys, the stress. But I always say too, stress is good when you can handle it, because I feel like we're designed to take stress.
Yeah.
We're designed to evolve and take stress and get stronger.
You will not be. We can't reach our full potential without stress. We need the stress.
We made for stress.
Yeah, we need the stress.
So once it's in service of something, good. So like you taking the stress, but there's a reason why you're going through that. You check it. So for your sister, if your sister wasn't there, that stress would have break down and cut your ass, because you're not doing it for anything. You're just going through it. But like it's because your sister was at the other end of that. That's why you could take all of that, check it, and then break down after you check it. But you could go through it. So I feel like when you have a goal, an important goal to you at the very least, that is when the stress we can take it and
Safeb.
Exactly, Safeb. But so finally we can start.
I was done shits and let's spend a whole 45 minutes and then I tell you, welcome back to the show.
Welcome to the show, guys. I think you're a little bit out of the frame, so just go a little bit closer. Welcome to the show. This is Earl Gabriel. This is one of my close friends. I've known you for how long? It's been, I don't know. I think it's been over 10 years. 10 years?
Since karate.
Before karate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been quite a while. I just felt like even if you don't think you have a lot to say, I just felt like it would be good to have you on, because I enjoy having conversations with you. I've had a few conversations with you, over the years, and I find you an interesting person, contrary to your
I'm weird sometimes.
Yeah, man, I find you an interesting person. So I did have an icebreaker. We've broken the ice. The ice melt long already, but I still want to go through them because I'm interested in your answers. So if you could trade lives with any one person, dead or alive, who would it be?
Trade lives?
Yeah. 40. for one day?
Never given any thought to that. I honestly don't know. I don't know, to be quite honest.
You
I,
don't think
I don't think
you don't
there's
think
any.
you trade lives with somebody?
No, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
So next one then. That's a crazy answer though, because but I feel like it fits your personality.
Yeah,
though.
I wouldn't trade my life. I've done a lot of shit in my life, but what I've done in my life has made me the man I am today, and I'm proud of the man I am today. And I want to be a better man than I am now, but the man I am today is by stretch and it no stretch of the imagination a much better man than I was 10, 20 years ago. Yeah, so I don't know that I want to exchange my life with anybody. No,
Just want to be a better
I
version
just
of
want to
who
be a
you are
better
now.
version of me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the next thing I'm very interested in, dream dinner guests. Okay. So if you had three people that you could invite to dinner, you'll have dinner together, you'll speak normal dinner. Let's say dinner is from 7 to 9 o'clock. You have dinner, three people, dead or alive. Who would you choose? Three people.
I don't know. I think of three.
Mm.
I can only think of two. I'll tell you why. I think my my grandparents on my father's side, because
That's okay. So that's two people.
yeah, I don't know how I think of a third. I would love to have dinner with them because I never met them.
Mm.
Yeah, my father's father, and yeah, yeah, and my grandmother. Yeah, because I didn't grow up with them. I didn't know anything about them, and I think they're that missing link to my family history. So like people ask me if I related to this Gabriel, or if I relate, or I don't know my family, but I know I have family from Social, I have family from Sufra, but I don't know them. I've never met them, and listening to my father speak about his grandparents, I'm supposed to be a descendant of a Carib. My great grandmother was apparently Carib. I would love to hear about that. Yeah, I would love to hear about how they grew up,
Yeah,
what
man.
what life was like back then.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but I don't have that much fascination with people dead or alive. Oh, one more person, one more
Oh, you
person,
make them free.
one more person. Maybe Marcus Aurelius.
Mm.
Yes,
Okay.
Marcus Aurelius.
Why?
Because
You know, a very eccentric, strange person, I find.
Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah, like, I mean, you have his wise things about
Yeah,
him, but like, there was this thing about he had a slave to tell him you're just a man or something like that.
he had slaves.
No, like he had this one slave to follow him around to tell him you are still a man or you just a man, something like that.
I don't know
You
about that
still
one,
just a
but
man. Yeah,
he
that's
he
that's very strange,
he was
bro.
he was a man that tried to keep himself grounded. I find myself
Yeah.
very fascinated by philosophy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I find human beings interesting. At the same time, human beings, like, I don't like them and I like them at the same time. I find the
I can
human
relate.
mind and the way they people process things and the reasons people do things fascinates me. Why they do things fascinate me. I've actually been listening to a summary of Dostoevsky for the last couple of days. He is the author. He's an old philosopher. He is the author of the Brothers Karamazov and Crime and Passion. A lot of those Crime and Punishment. Sorry, a lot of those old books. But when you listen to the the thinking behind the characters he created, and what he was trying to communicate, the essence of human beings and why people do some of the things they do, I find it fascinating. And the thing is, he wrote that so many years ago, but it's still relevant today. Yeah, so and Marcus Aurelius was one of those that he took on board a lot of those other philosophers, and he did a lot of introspection. And I think more so I am at the stage in my life where I'm trying to do a lot more introspection. But I have more time behind me than I have in front of me. So I would like, and
You think?
we all do.
That's why you
Well, you're still young, so
you somewhere in the middle.
nah, boy.
You have to call.
Middle age, not 50 them days,
That's
because
why
the life
you're going to live to
expectancy
be
is
100, bro.
76. I don't want to be 100.
Why, bro? At 100,
Nah,
you
man.
still doing push-ups, you still doing jiu-jitsu.
You think? Unless they develop some
Bro,
nanobots
in
to fix.
2025,
Yeah.
about 2045, people are aging again.
I would like to age. I don't want to stay. I'm okay with aging. I'm okay with dying out. I want to pass on.
Here's an interesting question. If you had the choice to live forever,
I don't want to live forever.
that's what I'm saying. Because I feel like if more people had the option of living forever, a lot more people would be willing to die.
Yeah. And some people cling on to life because I think they disillusioned by life, and they think that however especially if things good for them now, they figure things will be good forever.
No, but it's not even that, bro. I feel like people either like get so tunnel vision because they want to do so much with their life because life is so short, obviously, or they get so overwhelmed and crippled by all what they may want to be that they don't do anything. Like these are the two extremes I find. So it's like that's why people want to live forever. But if they actually had the option of living forever, people will be like, okay, I can probably focus on the important things now.
You think so?
Yeah, man.
I don't know. In our current climate, I don't know. And you see, that's another cliche. That one I've never really I don't really like. Life is short. I don't really like that one.
Why?
Because life is the longest thing you'll experience.
That's true.
When you're gone, you're gone.
You're not experienced. I mean, maybe not.
But we don't know.
I feel like we do.
Do
I
we?
know.
No, nobody has ever come back and tell you anything about the afterlife.
Let me tell you why. Energy cannot be destroyed.
Fine, that's energy.
Yeah, but you are energy, bro.
Yeah, but
that's your physical
you
vessel,
don't
but
know
you energy
when.
in your
Okay, so
vessel.
the vessel is here, and I go and my energy is floating around. Wherever the hell in the cosmos, my energy is floating around. And
yeah, so what I'm saying is, you will still exist.
your energy will exist.
But it's your energy is you.
Is your energy you though? You see, like. I don't know if I should call it a foolish question, but in my mind, it's a foolish question. You know, people ask you, like when you go to a job interview, they tell you, tell me something about yourself, or who are you?
Rose
kind of
eyes.
I hate those questions.
Yes,
I hate those questions because
that's the only time you don't know nothing about yourself.
yeah, it's not because for the most part we don't. When you really think about it, you give people a collection of things you do, or different hats you wear that's supposed to be you. So I will tell you, I'm an accountant, I'm a father, I'm a husband, but are those things?
That's not you.
That's not me.
That's like what you do.
That's what that's not me. So when you sit down and you ask somebody to tell me who you are, tell me about yourself, tell me who you are. We as long as you're alive, you're on a path of self-discovery. So do you truly really know yourself? I always refer to, my wife introduced me to this concept years ago when she was studying psychology called the Johari's window. And that's one that has always stayed with me. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that one to you.
No.
So the Johari's window was created by two psychologists, Joseph something and whatever else. But the idea, what they do, and I'm not a psychologist, so forgive me if I butcher, but the idea is that you look at a person through a panel, a window panel. On one of these panels is the version of the person that they show to everybody. Yeah. So they know Kiki to be jovial or whatever. So everybody on the outside looking at you, interacting, if you know that version of you. Then there's the version of you that you choose to show to only a select few people. That might be your partners or your girl or whatever. But the rest of the public doesn't get to see that version of you. And there's a version of you that you don't share with them. That's just for you.
Just for you,
Yeah.
yeah.
You see the version of you that will stay in the house quiet whole day, and then you have to just open your mouth to make sure you can still talk.
Literally, yes, bro, you remember?
Yeah. So that's that version of you that nobody else gets to see. And then the final panel is the version of you that you don't know and nobody else knows. Yeah. So when you ask somebody who are you and they start rattling off all these different things, people don't really know themselves, because in my 47 years on earth, I've discovered a lot of things about myself that I didn't know. I would not have even thought that I'd have been interested in, I'd have liked, or
I feel like you do know. I feel like you don't know your entire self,
no,
but, and I don't know that you ever will, honestly.
probably not.
And
Probably
when I
not.
say you, I mean we.
Yeah.
But also though, when people ask you to tell me about yourself, they're really not interested.
They're not interested.
in
It's the same way some
that.
people that ask you, but how you doing? It's like recently you tell me you ask, you genuinely want to know.
Yeah, that's why, because I don't ask people how they doing.
Most people don't. And a few years ago, I did a little experiment. Anytime somebody asks me, hey, how you doing? Whatever problems I have going on with me at the time, I start telling them about it. Because I just wanted to prove a point to myself and to them that people they don't care. Genuinely, people don't care. It's just a greeting, like a salutation. How you doing?
Yeah.
But
Are
if
you doing good?
yeah, I good, man, everything good. But you're not good. Sometimes you're dying on the inside.
Yeah, you're fighting for your life.
They don't know you're not good. You probably can't pay the bills.
Yeah.
That man giving you stress, or that woman giving you stress, or something going on. But yeah, I good.
Now I'm a victim of it, eh? So if somebody asks me, you know how I do it automatically, I mean, obviously if you're not like at a certain level with me, I would just say, yeah man, I say if I good at, you know? But when I ask, that's why I don't ask people how they are.
Me neither.
Because when I
do
do ask you, I'm like, yeah, tell me, because I really
unless
want
you're
to
close to me, I don't care, Jared.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Truly, I don't care.
I don't need to know what's going on in your life. You good? If you want to tell me about what's going on in your life, you go tell me about what's going on in your life. But I'm not asking, how are you doing? It's like, I dodge people just to avoid this type of small talk. Hey, how are you? How are you, the family?
Bro, I was having that conversation recently because I felt like I wasn't fitting in somewhere. And it's because I'm very bad at small talk. So like I was worried people didn't like me. But I've realized I'm probably the problem, because I'm sitting there expecting people to come and have genuine conversation because I'm a very intentional speaker and an intentional conversationalist. I like to speak to people intentionally. I don't like to have the cliche, how's your day? You check it. So because I don't do that though, people, I guess, don't really feel comfortable speaking to me, because there's no midway. It's just one or the other. It's just don't talk to me or talk to me. For true.
I can relate to that. That's why I think sometimes I'm not I wouldn't say I suffer from social anxiety, but sometimes I feel like my social capacity is very limited. So I
have a very small social battery.
Yes.
And I'm the same way.
Yeah, like I really like I would find myself in public and I'd see somebody that I know. The person hasn't done me anything. I don't have a bad relationship with them, and I dodge them.
Yeah, me too.
Because I just don't want
to talk to people.
Yes, that's it. And so I've been like recently, like, but what's wrong with you? That can be normal for you to be dodging people and not wanting to have conversation. You're becoming a social hermit. But at the same time, why should I take my time and energy to engage in a conversation that I don't want to engage in?
You know what's the funny thing about that too? I would say about 65 to 70% of the time, they see you and they do the same thing.
Probably.
They don't come to talk to you.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Don't feel bad, Dre.
I will watch you, and I'll like, and again, that's for everybody out there that's seen me. Like, if you don't feel bad to not check me, because chances are I don't
I'm
talk.
okay. I'm
Chances
quite
are I
okay
don't
with it.
talk to.
You can just do me a head nod and
Yeah,
keep it
because
moving.
like not to say I don't want to talk, or I don't like people, so I don't like individuals. It's just that I am just not a very social person. I don't really want to talk. If I initiate it, so I tell my partner, yeah, let's link up. You know that kind of thing, Irie. But if
Yeah,
I don't
then
initiate it, I just go on it,
I
bro.
come on it. I can't remember which was it an interview you were doing or you just recorded and you said you were an ambivert.
I think it was the fourth or fifth
Yeah,
episode.
and I never even really thought about it like that. And then like people usually throw about these labels, and I don't really care to put labels on myself. But I thought would I consider myself an ambivert? Uh, yeah, to an extent because there are sometimes I'm out and I talking to everybody, we giving jokes, blah blah blah, and never I'm like, yo, just
Yeah, I
I
can be with everybody and everybody enjoying themselves, and I
yeah
just good on
yeah
that.
yeah.
Yeah. And adding to that though, you said about the ambivert, so you said you would consider yourself an ambivert.
I think now having given it some thought, yeah yeah.
So what I was saying, the reason why I asked you that is, I think I'm not sure which episode you watched or where you heard me say that, but the conversation I remember, the person added to that saying he's an extrovert. Now I was telling him that's the first time I've ever heard somebody, identify themselves as an extrovert. It's always either introverted or,
Yeah.
ambiverted, but I've never really met an extroverted
The
person that,
life of the party.
and he's not even that though. That's why. So I'm like, how do you know though? Because I consider myself an ambivert. He said, truly do you? Because the way you measure it, or you find that out, is how you feel after interactions with people. So for me, I had to change me saying that I'm an ambivert, because every time I interact with people, I feel trained. So that means I'm more extroverted. You check it? Normally, he was saying when he go into the gym and things, like, he like to talk to people. He feels energized when he finish. When he come from gym, he happy, energized, because he deal with people and he talk to people. I don't feel like that, bro. When you say I reach the gym and the gym full, bro, I want to go at my home.
Yeah.
You check
So
it? So I do feel drained, and that's why I say, boy, probably
the
introverted.
gym is a good example for it depends on what's going on at the gym for me. So like before I would do classes that when I was at the fitness freaks. Now I would come in tired. But from the time I start interacting with people, we're doing the exercises, I bringing you through, okay, you're supposed to be doing this is the correct form, this is why you're doing this, and we engage in. I like that.
But that's not from conversation, though, because you could get energized from,
Oh no,
like,
I have conversation with my people.
no, what I'm saying is, like, you could get energized from loving what you do. You check it? So it's not really the interactions with people, but you having a passion for what you actually do, it
I suppose.
energizes you. You
Yeah.
check it? So I don't think it's the people, I think it's you actually do it.
You might be right on that.
Yeah.
Yes, but I don't know. I don't ever feel energized really after a conversation to say I'm an extrovert. Yeah. Sometimes the conversation just yeah, like
Okay.
why are we doing this?
So, okay, so I have a question. What's Since we talk about your wisdom and all that, I think that's the main thing I wanted to bring you on for, because I've had a lot of conversations with you where you tell me something that's just wise or profound, or like, in my young age, I'm like, wow, boy, it's like you give me a new perspective that really kind of, I guess, change my trajectory, or just change the way my perspective, the way I view things. So the question I have for you is, what's a lesson that what's a lesson in life that you truly haven't mastered yet? I know there are
Patience.
probably a few.
I don't know how you if you I'd say I don't know that I'd say it's a lesson. I more think of it as one of my weaknesses is learning to be patient with myself. and just being patient on the whole, but also being patient with myself. I It's one of those things I struggle with, and you know, recently I was saying I'll be careful what you ask God for, because that's one of the things when I do decide I am praying, and my prayer is not one of those our Father, and I you see the same way we have in conversation.
Yeah.
That's how I pray.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
And when you ask for patience, we never really think about how does one get patience.
God have to give you
You have
things
to
too.
give you things, brother. Yeah, so all the time I there saying, boy, God, I'm praying for patience, I'm praying for strength.
See, you're not getting the patience, you get more
I
stress.
stress, man.
You're
But
still bursting in stress.
what's going on there? What's going on? I only recently had the realization, but you can't learn patience by just getting patience. You have to go through the struggle. And even going through the struggle, there's still so much to learn.
Yeah, man. There was a book I read, Outwitting the Devil. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of it. Napoleon Hill. It's not really how it sounds, okay, but the name is Outwitting the Devil. And there was just one part that I remember from, as you said, that it said it was speaking about manifestation, and manifestation to me is the same thing as prayer. You just set in your mind or something, you're talking to God, and
Yeah.
God manifests it for you.
Positive thoughts being positive things,
You
thoughts
check it.
become things.
You
All the usual cliches from these
Yeah.
self-help books.
I think they are two halves of a whole, but yeah. But it was something on manifestation and all that kind of thing. And it was saying, don't try and manifest like being able to fly. You check it, like that just it not making sense.
Yeah.
It's basically it has to go with the laws of our reality. You check it? That's basically because yes, I do believe in God. I believe God made laws for our reality, the reality that we live in. And whether you pray, whether you manifest, meditate, whatever you do, it has to make sense with or be aligned with the laws of our reality. So again, if you pray to God for patience, it will have to align with the laws that God created of our reality. God not just going to throw patience in your brain. God will give you things to make you patient.
Yeah, but you have to be aware of it, and it's not. And when you see manifest within your reality, sometimes too we say, okay, I want this, but you're not doing anything to move towards it. It's almost like you just think that because you think you want it, you're going to get it, but you're putting in the work to get it. How you expect to get it?
Yeah. And sometimes the work not even like worker. Bro, it's just a mindset switch. Bro, everything starts here.
Everything is
Everything
a mindset.
starts
Everything
here.
is a mindset.
Bro, I wanted to start the podcast. I had no idea what. Like, bro, I didn't know the first step to starting a podcast. I just knew I started YouTube. That's not the direction I wanted to be, but I knew I wanted to speak. I knew I wanted to probably have conversation with people. I wanted it to be on camera, entertaining. That's all I really knew. So I'm like, okay. A few days pass, I think about it. The thing take me, I say, okay, I started a podcast. So, yeah, and I just started, bro. And the most important thing is to just start. Just to do something. What did I do? I go on YouTube, how to do a podcast. Literally, that's almost, bro, if you know how ignorant that sounds, like when you know levels of a podcast, type in how to do a podcast on YouTube, bro.
You get a plethora of things.
Bro, that's like saying how to do accounting. Basically, like when you realize how hard ACCA is, you're not going to type into Google how to do accounting. Okay, so yeah, that's what it was. But I just started and things just started to fall into place, bro. So it's not even hard. Like again, it's not even putting in the work per se. Obviously, if it's important enough to you, you know you'll have to put in the work at some point. But yeah, guys, it's just about having the right mental state and then just moving forward with that. Just,
I like having this conversation with people like yourself and my nephew. My nephew just turned 30. And you know, I think as adults sometimes we think we have all the answers, or because we've gone through this, we're in a better position to give that guidance. Now, whilst that may be true in some respects, but it's not always true.
Yeah.
There is a lot we can learn from younger people, and I find you'll have inspired me, to be quite honest. Yeah, and you don't. Sometimes we don't think that younger people can inspire us, but at least the young people that I speak to, I've engaged with, very inspirational, and it gives me some level of hope for the future. Because generally, when we talk about young people, there's nothing really good we're talking about when young people. There's always more negative than positive. But
That's so crazy.
there are some gems out there, and we don't highlight those gems enough.
I think there are more gems than you think.
Yeah, but we don't highlight them.
Yeah.
We don't highlight them. Like, so your podcast, I've seen a number of young people, and I don't know any of them, and all of them doing some amazing stuff. Yeah, but they don't get recognized. Now, they may not necessarily be doing it for recognition, but when you juxtapose that against a lot of the negative you hear about young people, it makes sense to highlight these things.
Yeah, man, 100%. It's like news, like having news with bad things and all that
Yeah,
happen.
and that's how much news we have with good stuff.
Bro, it's been, I've been actually going from work. Like I've been so not sidetracked, but like so focused in the mornings, just getting ready and going to work and different thing. Like the radio, I don't normally listen to radio, but the radio has been on blazing for a while. For like, so I just drive in and blazing just playing. You check it? Now I normally like blazing, especially on the evenings, but not in the morning because I don't do the Henry segment at 6 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, and there's this news part in the morning time around 7:20, and the first thing I hear, bro, and it for the past 3-4 days it's been troubling me to the point where I go in to change it. I go to change the station, not throwing shade on Daisy, I'm just saying. Yeah, and that's a shooting happened.
Yeah.
This happened. That person missing.
Yeah.
They catch the person with drugs.
I-
And I'm
yeah,
like,
I
bro,
do- I
that's
just-
changing my whole spirit in the
Yeah,
morning, you know?
yeah. You have to be circling back to what you said about energy, and we are energy. You have to be very, and I have to be very mindful of the energy we bring into our space. And I think that's one of the things I've been more cognizant about. I try to manage the energy in my space. If it's negativity you're going to bring, brother, stay over there.
Yeah.
I calm on that.
100%.
Yeah, I don't need that in my space. I have enough to deal with already for you to bring your own negative energy. Stay over there. I
Yeah,
protect my energy vigorously.
And I think that's another reason why, going back to what we were saying before, where we see certain people and we don't have a problem with them, we just don't necessarily need to speak to them. I think it's a subconscious energy thing.
And people weigh their energy on them now.
Bro, I always say that. I always say, like, I could watch somebody and I could know if I like you or I don't like you. Now, some people will call me ignorant for saying something like that. But that's just a me thing, bro.
I'm right there with you.
Bro, I can watch you and I can know if I like you.
You know,
or if I
the
don't like
old people used to say something, what's the phrase, boy? Your spirit not going with mine.
Yeah.
You can just
Our energy not mixing.
the energy not
Like
mixing.
oil and water.
Yeah, you just that person walk into the room and you're like, yeah, nah.
Yeah. They never do me nothing.
Yeah.
They don't give me no stink look, nothing.
Yeah, but
I just
you
don't
just
like their
know,
energy.
nah, that person and I, we're not good. We're not good. And I'm right there with you. And I don't think I've not been wrong often when I read people's energy.
I don't think I've ever been wrong.
Yeah.
In my case.
It's like, yeah, something not right with you. Just leave it alone.
Yeah.
Just leave it alone.
So the next thing I have to ask you, probably the last thing, because I didn't use any of the questions now because we just been talking. That's a really good thing because you know,
the name is Free Flow, so we flow in.
exactly, very authentic. You said about believing in God and having a little bit of a struggle and that kind of thing. Where are you now?
Now,
Especially mentally, spiritually, that kind of thing.
I'm getting there. I think spiritually I still have my struggles. I believe in a supreme being. Like I said, I not necessarily I say I believe in God, in the biblical God, but I believe there's a supreme being. I mean, it doesn't take much for you to have to believe that there's something greater than you. Yeah, just look outside. Look at all the different shades of green you see in there. There's something that created that. Look at the different people. Just look at life. So I do believe there's something greater. There's something that guides us. And every now and then something happens that makes me go, I see you. I see you. Because even this conversation, how I've played it out in my head, what we could possibly talk about and all these different things. And we having this conversation and I'm seeing, but I had this conversation recently. This happened and everything seems like it's connected.
Serendipitous.
Yeah. So is it coincidence or is it
I don't believe in coincidence.
a greater power?
I don't believe in that.
There's something. And as for mentally, boy, I could be better. I have been worse, but I'm okay. I'm okay. Yeah. You know, I look at you there at that split second and like, I see your father.
I knew you'd say that.
Yeah. I'm okay. I'm okay. I know I'll get better. I'm okay.
What makes you think you'll get better?
Well, I said so. Bruh.
Fair enough. I love that answer.
Yeah,
Fair enough,
yeah.
bro.
It's one thing I've been saying to myself more over the last how many years, and it's something I say to my children. All I need from them, all I need from myself, is to be a better version of the person I was yesterday. And I think if we try to do that, if we take stock of some of the ways we mess up during the day. So when your day finish, you play back your day in your head. Some things you did that you should not have done. Something you said you should not have said. Could you have said it better? Could you have done better? Think about that and fix that. Yeah. And like I said earlier, I think I have more time behind me than I have in front of me. So I would rather not waste the time I have in front of me, and I want to make sure that I live the best life I can going forward. There's a lot of things I know I need to change, but I know that I'm willing to work on it. So I know that I am in a better place, and I will be in a better place.
There's this trend, I guess, 1% better every day. Imagine if you do 1% better every day for a year.
It's cumulative.
That's 365% better.
It's cumulative.
Yeah.
Remember when we do these drills on the mats? You keep doing it. When you just start, you're like, you shit at it. Remember that step over? We did that this week. And like, wow. I'm doing the drill and I'm seeing you doing it. Like, the quickness you used to do it with, the accuracy. But it's doing it every time. Being intentional with it.
And mentally too, eh?
Yeah.
Because I used to do, I don't know if you used to do it, but I'm a very, what's the word? A lot of things happen in my head.
Yeah.
So I will train, I will go to training, come from training, and throughout the day, like unconsciously I thinking of that step over drill.
Yeah.
It just happens in my head. I can't really control it.
That's one of the reasons I lose a lot of sleep after training.
Exactly.
See somebody catch me in something, or I miss the opportunity to get something. I'm replaying that fight in my head, and I'm doing it over and over again. Now the next class, I already think of how that fight going to go.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for you too, because
They might catch you in something else.
they will catch me in something.
Just not that.
They're not catching me in that. They're not catching me in that. Yeah, ask Frank about that.
Frank the Tank. Big up
Frank the Tank. Yeah. That man has been brutalizing me in head and arm. Like,
My favorite thing, I was still on that.
Bruh. It's gotten even better. But I just consider, nah, brother, you take me in that enough already. Find something else. Find something else. So every time I get home and I now catch me, I'm like, okay, yeah, all right. You did that. Oh, yeah. I maintain that. Find something else. You're catching me now.
Yeah, man. But yeah, moving to a bit of a lighter note. Towards the end of the show, we always like to play a game.
Yeah, I see on your game, like, what game now am I going to make me play?
Yeah.
I'm not a game person. Let's go.
The game, it's a bad. It's not even really a game per se. Alright, it's one of my favorites right now. It's just quick fire. Quick fire, would you rather? That's what it is. Alright, so basically, I ask you two seemingly impossible questions or options, and you just answer. You give your response as quick as possible.
Alright.
Simple.
Alright.
Alright? So start number one. Would you rather know the absolute truth about yourself or live happily forever believing a lie?
The absolute truth about myself?
Yeah, about yourself.
The absolute truth about myself.
You think you can handle that?
No.
Okay. Next one. Would you rather have unlimited money but never find true happiness, or have true happiness but be constantly broke?
I know it's quick fire, but I just had a little forward moment there. What's true happiness? How do you define true
Whatever your
happiness?
definition is.
I don't have a definition for happiness.
For me, happiness is a mindset.
Happiness, everything is a mindset, but at the same time,
People consider happiness as being just always happy.
and I think you'd be insane.
Yeah, man.
If somebody is always happy, you're mad.
100%.
Yeah, nah. Nah.
But back to the question though.
I don't want to be broke though.
Exactly. But and again, unlimited money, but never find true happiness, or have true happiness but constantly broke.
I'd probably be constantly happy.
Yeah, man. Issy.
Yeah.
I don't even know why you have to think so much.
Yeah, because you can't deny the benefits of money, but at the same
Bro,
time,
there's no benefit of money if you always there's no
always
benefit.
miserable. Nah,
I rather not have
I rather not go through life perpetually miserable.
Yeah, exactly. Would you rather spend a year living alone in complete silence or with noisy, chaotic neighbors 24/7? Complete silence meaning nobody around, just you.
Might have to put me in a padded room.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you'd go off.
Yeah. Nah, I can't do that for the rest of my life.
Nah, just a year.
A year?
Yeah, 1 year, but completely by yourself, or 24/7, which is the rest of your life with noisy neighbors, noisy, chaotic neighbors. Quick fire.
I take the noisy neighbors. I take the noisy neighbors.
Okay. Would you rather have your biggest mistake played on a giant billboard, or forced to relive your most embarrassing moment publicly?
Giant billboard.
Would you rather give up social media forever or never be able to lie again?
Never be able to lie again.
Yeah.
I'd give up. Never be able to lie again. Yeah.
For sure. Okay. Would you rather take a risky leap that can make you rich? Risky meaning like 60/40. A risky leap that could make you rich, or stay safe and invisible and unsuccessful forever. When I say unsuccessful, you lived a fairly average life. You struggled your whole life. You probably couldn't send your children to school, but you live a fairly average life.
That question can be answered two ways. Me right now, I'd play it safe. Me at your age, I'd take the risk.
Okay. Would you rather have a 5-minute conversation with your future self, or have a 5-minute conversation with your past self?
My past.
Would you rather be able to change one decision from your past, or know exactly what your future would turn out to be?
What change one decision from my past?
Change one decision that you made from your past, or know exactly what your future would be.
I'll change my past.
Would you rather be able to see one secret about the world, so just one general secret about the world, or one secret about one person of your choosing? Think about it though. One secret of the world. So like a question that has not been able, or just one secret from one specific person.
Yeah, no person I care about that much.
Okay, so what? So what was this?
Yeah, the will.
Okay. Would you rather live life with no regrets but no extraordinary moments, or with epic moments but quite a few regrets?
Quite a few regrets. Yeah. What's life without some regrets?
That's true.
Yeah.
That was the last one.
Oh,
I had-
what's Frank Sinatra? One of my favorite songs. The line in the song, he said, "Regrets I've had a few, but not that many." I When I was younger, I would say, to a certain extent, I probably still say that I don't have many regrets in my life, because even though I made quite a few mistakes, I learn from them. And I'm not even sure if you should call them mistakes if you learn from them. Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Thank you for being there. It
Thanks
was, it's a good episode when I only probably use one question from the list that I had. And yeah, man, the game was fun also. Yeah, but thank you for being there. It was a nice conversation. So maybe I'll
pleasure.
invite you back to actually
The
ask you
questions.
was actually have a conversation about, what you
It was
came to do.
good,
But
man.
yeah, man. Yeah, so this was Earl Gabriel, one of my old friends.
Old
here
in
with
more
us.
than one way.
But yeah, yeah, but yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. Follow the social media. I'm not even going to tell you follow me on social media because
You might follow me and I even check you.
But yeah, so yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching, and
problem, man.
we will see you in the next one.
Next free flow.
Peace.